Hi, I'm Brian from Transylvania. This is another video. It's going to be a short one because we're only talking about the beginning. There's still things to talk about. We're going into 2 Corinthians right now. We just finished 1 Corinthians. And 2 Corinthians, again, we have Paul addressing the people. Now, it's thought that 2 Corinthians is actually the fourth letter that Paul sent to the people. Two of them lost to antiquity, two of them became books of the Bible. And like we see in Paul's writings, he begins with a greeting. Now, I'm going to talk about that greeting, but then I'm going to go on to talk about what he's greeting them to, because there's been some talk about the way the book is divided. Some people suggest because of the way it's divided, maybe it's actually 5 letters instead of 4 that were sent to the Corinthians, and this is actually 2 letters put together. I don't think that's the case, but I'm going to just read the greeting, talk about the greeting a little bit. 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 1. Paul, an apostle of Christ Jesus, by the will of God, and Timothy our brother, to the church of God in Corinth, together with all the saints throughout Achaia, grace and peace to you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Pretty standard Paul greeting people in the name of God. He's greeting them alongside Timothy. Timothy's kind of his right side man. He considers Timothy a son in the faith. So they're both represented in the beginning of this greeting from Paul. Now, along with, but as I said, one of the questions is, what is he greeting people into? And for the most part, what we find in the beginning is a lot of encouragement. A lot of encouragement for the Corinthian church. Then we get to chapter 10 through 13, and we find a lot of correction. And there's such a strong tone change that people have come up with theories about it. I think it's pretty standard. I think that you could have a huge tone change in a number of different ways, and I think that this is how it's been accepted by most people reading 2 Corinthians. Some people feel that what happened was Paul was writing, and then he got information about some of the bad things that were happening in the church of Corinth. And he was like, what? What are you guys again? You know, that's some people's theory. I don't think so, because he's written the Corinthians before. He wrote a pretty strong letter that became 1 Corinthians. And like I said, some people think that this is actually two letters put together. So you would have the first letter being, hey guys, this is awesome. Hey, you know what? Me and Tim have a lot of love for you. Going to be there soon. Take care. And that there was another letter where it was like, false teachers. I don't think it has to be that way. I think it could quite simply be, hey, these are things that I want to convey to you before I get there. I think it's that simple. I don't think that we have some sort of schizophrenic, multiple personality apostle writing the Church of Corinth. I don't think that's what's going on here. I think it's simply due to the fact that Paul is a multifaceted person like people tend to be. Paul had different sides to him. And here we see 2 very distinct sides, a loving, encouraging side, and a loving, corrective side. both sides are loving, but they're both there. Now, I think that considering both sides, we can also look at two extremes. We can look at the extreme of being loving and inactive, empathetic and inactive. But I should not say loving, because if you're not active on your empathy, you're just spouting, you're spitting out words. You're like, oh, it's all gonna be okay. Really, it's so gonna be okay. And if there's something you can do but you don't act, that's not really helpful. Now, Paul is actually going to Corinth. He's going there. He's going to be hands-on when he gets there. Then we have the bully. This is discipline without love. I just talked about empathy without love. Now I'm talking about discipline without love. And if Paul was going there just to basically smack down people and then tell people that it's love, then I think he would lose a lot of credibility. But he has a sincere love for the people of Corinth. He has a sincere love for the saints. Saints as in people who have a relationship with Jesus. Christians. Christians equals saints. I'm in Romania, a place where some people are going to disagree with that. People think that saint is a special title. Paul seems to write the saints and encourage the saints a lot. I don't think that he is really being as choosy and making it a lofty sort of title. I think this was a general term for Christians that have that sincere relationship with God, as in real Christians. So those are some of my thoughts, and I hope you like them. This was another short one, but this, I think, is kind of the thing that Paul is greeting people to. And I got to talk a little bit about two extremes that actually lack love, but pretend to have love. That would be empathy without action, and bullying. Just bullying. There's that. That's enough to describe it. All right, thanks everybody. That was another reading. If you like it, like, share, subscribe. I have some links down here to my Twitter page, to my Facebook ministry page, and that sort of thing. You can get a hold of me. I am not unreachable. So thanks, guys. God bless, and take care.